Alright, welcome to a Let's Try of the Conduit Wii game. And I wanted to try this after playing GoldenEye 007 and setting Dolphin to be kinda like mouse and keyboard input. And it's definitely interesting. You have the kind of the motion controls with pointing the Wiimote, which I think works better for aiming in FPS game than a traditional, right stick aiming. The Wii controller there, and it's really nice that Dolphin Emulator just has native support for emulating the mouse. And what is more fun is that I'm taking this and I've adopted it to be the 8-bit Ultimate 2 wireless. It's running in Steam mode. And the gyro is being emulated as mouse, which means I'm going to play this game as a console game, but with a modern controller, with gyro aiming, and see how it's gonna go. So I'm not doing a guide on like how to set this up, because it can be a little bit tricky, right? But if you just look at them and read up on the Dolphin Wiki for like the controller remapping, you should be able to figure it out with some tinkering. But it's definitely not something that is just super quick and easy. You need to tinker, you need to be able to put your time into tweaking and getting controls to the way you like it and all of that. But it's very doable. It's just that it might take a little bit of a time to get everything up and running. Maybe you can see this, hopefully. Yeah, you can see that. So you can see here how I kind of like mapped my controller here, which is a lot of a lot of different bindings. These buttons, the left and right, have like a regular press and a holding the button for different stuff to happen. And that is because the Wiimote, or the Wii controller with a nunchuck, doesn't have a lot of like buttons, but you have action of swinging and moving it. So that's why it uses more buttons than you might think if you want to adapt the Wiimote and nunchuck to a controller like this, because you don't have the same motions you can do. But alright, let's just get into game here, right? There we go, make sure we are in right. So pretty much, let me go option, but most of the things here is going to be like just default. Let's turn on subtitles. Don't need reload the blur. Yep. Haven't changed anything, so we are just gonna be, keeping everything here is default. Did I turn off? Right, yeah, default settings here. Right, there we go. I don't need rumble. We're gonna leave the rest to be let's tweak this. Right, I'm just gonna try to expand this, and we're gonna see if that's gonna be better or worse. I want a large aiming zone here. I think this looks pretty good. Let's try that. There we go. Yes. Sound options, default. Lots of good option in this game. I do know there is a part 2 of this game. Brightness default. And if this turns out to be fun, of a let's try and everything, it's definitely something that I might want to check out.
It all begins with a simple question, one that was never meant to be answered. Most people will merely ask the question without expecting any kind of response. Maybe that's for the best. For the others, the ones who demand an answer, it's the start of true understanding. They begin to see the lies and conspiracies for what they are, threads and evidence that lead to the truth. They see the connections behind seemingly unconnected events and begin to learn about the powers that actually shape our world. Random events conspire to form the greater picture. It's only a matter of finding how the pieces fit, and you will see the puzzle for what it really is. After that, you can't help what you will become. Some succumb to madness or paranoia. Some disappear from the world. And others, well, others end up like me. My name is Michael Ford. I'm probably the only one left who knows the truth. I know because I was there.
Right, I think this just continue. So, a little bit of a extraterrestrial UFO taking over the world conspiracy thing here. Sci-fi game.
We'll need to recalibrate before moving on. First, we need to verify that the targeting system still functions. Look at the fuse box on the wall. Good. Now do the same thing to the sign on your left. Targeting is online. Now, I'll reroute the ASE biosensors to your suit. There, you're ready to go. I'm detecting several drugs nearby. You need to secure the immediate area. There's one coming in from the vent. Make sure you reload your weapon before we move on. Looks like you got the drop on this one. Use a melee attack to take it out.
Right, there we go. Right into the action.
They're using the room ahead as a hatchery. Take out the egg sacs. Remember, you need to clear out this entire nest or they'll just rebuild it. Don't let any of them escape.
Right. Whoop. There is definitely auto-aim going on here. There we go.
Let's keep moving.
I don't know if I can turn off auto-aim. Maybe I can. But so far it feels pretty good, right? We have jumping, we have aiming.
Lock, like the one at the bunker. There should be matching trigger points on the walls in this room. Use the ASE to find and charge them up.
Right, so here you have a little bit like
walls with the ASE. Look for nodes similar to the ones on the door. That's one.
a little bit of a Metroid Prime thing here.
The biosensors are picking up more signals ahead. Be careful.
Right, so again, this is, I believe, let me double check. Yeah, this is a 30 FPS game. It would be nicer to run this obviously in a higher frame rate. It looks pretty sharp though, you know, crisp here in the emulator. It feels pretty good. It has a little bit of a floaty feel, but again, the game is running at 30 frames and we are using the Wii Motion like to mouse emulation. It's going to be feeling a bit floaty, right? Because that is the Wii Motion controller. Like it is a bit slow, low input lag. It was using like these infrared sensors and stuff like that, and not the quickest way. So it feels pretty true to life, to what I remember from my own Wii controller. But it's perfectly fine. The best thing here is, again, if I was playing a game like this and I had my right stick, I couldn't be able to like do this fine point aiming here. Like without any auto aim here, I can I can like hit close to these little targets on all over the map. Hitting this, that, hitting the lamps. I just wouldn't be able to do that with the traditional 2-stick gaming FPS experience. That's why I'm very curious about this. The kind of the re-emulation here with this, with how FPS games might work. The biggest problem or thing to get used to is that when you're looking to the left and right, you turn left and right. That definitely feels nicer on the, like, you know, the modern games when you just turn left and right with a right stick, and then if you have support for gyro, modern gyro for aiming, that is definitely nicer. But it's interesting to play an FPS game like this.
You might be able to use the subway car to bypass the wreckage.
It definitely works okay-ish, even though I don't think I would want to play like the most absolute craziest, fastest FPS games like this.
There's something down the tunnel. Switch to your SCAR. Now use the weapon scope to check out the area ahead.
Nice, nice. It definitely... Oops. Right. Oh, so one of the biggest thing here is definitely... You can probably tweak that right with sensitivity. Is that I'm gonna have to like turn and using this motion a lot is going to be a little bit more... I don't think I could play this game for, you know, hours and hours and hours. Probably good like 1, 2, maybe 3 hours like this, because when I play FPS games, you know, my normal like motion settings are like this, very tiny motion movement. But for this one to turn, I use a bit more, a bigger movement. That's going to be the biggest thing when it comes to just how it feels playing this for longer times. Oops, wrong button. Right, I wanted to do... That's weird, okay.
The signals coming from ahead are stronger than what we've seen before.
Why is... Okay, I'm gonna tweak that later on, but it should be a melee. I don't know why it's doing that. I really don't know. I need to check that, but that's okay. We're gonna play this. Let's try without the melee button for right now. Okay, continue on. I need to fix that after this session here. Again, you could also tweak the dead zone to be a little bit smaller. Or if... Oh, let's maybe check that one out. If we do this, let's make it a little bit smaller, the dead zone. Right, so what we want to do here, we want to make this... let's take this a little bit smaller, like that. Let's turn a little bit quicker, left and right. Right. Because now I don't have to do the biggest motions like that. Okay. Maybe this will be a little bit more smoother. We'll see. Alright.
They're reinforcing this position through those conduits. You'll need to take them out before we move on. Hold on. There are strange readings coming from ahead. I don't like the looks of this. Bring out your ASE to see the path to your objective.
Ring up. Is something? Uh-huh.
Your suit will stop some incoming damage, but you'll still need to crouch and use cover. Find some cover.
Whew. Right. Was that HP? I'm at full HP. Right, I don't see any more here. I don't know why. Oh. Now the melee was working one time. Okay, I need it. Okay, that's fine. So... to get... Ah, there we go. Alright, yeah. It definitely feels interesting playing a game like this. Wait. But it's definitely not, you know, your crazy fast-paced shooting experience. You do have a little bit better aiming, that is for sure. But it still feels a little bit slower, you know, when the traditional good mouse and keyboard FPS games, or if you're good at the dual stick FPS games, those are also going to feel better because you can turn faster. Having this box here where you aim and then you have to like turn, it makes it that you wanna like that it stops your momentum a little bit. Right, you can have different weapons that you can swap out for. I think you can only have like 2 weapons. Might be wrong with that.
This is it. This is what we've been looking for. Save your ammo. You won't be able to damage a conduit that size.
Right. So what am I supposed to do with this one?
That should be the last of them for now. Give me a second to calibrate your suit so you
Okay.
can pass through the portal. Calibration is complete, Michael. Step through whenever you're ready.
Okay, I think this is the tutorial, right?
What is happening to me?
Hold on tight.
Mission complete. You have scanned blah blah blah. You have earned 1 achievement. Okay. Alright. A lot of focus was taken here, not speaking too much, because trying to
Hello, Mr.
focus on the turning and
Time to go
aiming.
to work.
Who is this?
I'm Mr. Adams. I'm part of a clandestine organization known as the Trust. We have safeguarded this country for over 200 years, and we need your help. Your performance in the Aero evac incident greatly impressed us. As a result, I've asked the President for the use of your services to tackle a special assignment. My authorization is Kilo Bravo July 221797.
Authorization confirmed. Proceed with instructions.
Less than an hour ago, a terrorist known as Prometheus broke into a classified facility and stole a valuable prototype. He and his men are headed towards Reagan National Airport. I'm pulling in all available agents and military personnel. We are going to be waiting for him. The airport should be clear of civilians by the time you arrive. If all goes well, you won't even have to draw your weapon.
And if things don't go well, Mr. Adams?
Then you will take any necessary steps to ensure that they do. Have I made myself clear?
Perfectly.
Excellent. Better get moving, Mr. Ford.
Alright. Long little cutscene here.
Remember, everything you see and hear will be relayed to us via the visor we have provided you.
Hold on a minute. You still haven't explained what's going on here.
I don't know, Mr. Ford. Something's wrong. I can't get in contact with my other agents. Be careful.
Right, so now we're more of a traditional kind of look. More of like the Bond weapon style here, agent. Oh.
My men are firing on you. What the hell is going on here? If these men are attacking you, they must be working for Prometheus, and you'll have to eliminate them.
Yeah, ooh. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. Standing still and shooting is the best. Definitely the best option here for me. Yeah. I should probably do more of like a...
Somehow Prometheus has turned our own men against us. I don't like this any more than you do, Mr. Ford, but you'll have to defend yourself if you're going to catch up with Prometheus.
Yeah, it's probably better to think of this of like a cover shooter, right? You're trying to stand in one spot, maybe dodge up, dodge out and shoot. Instead of going like the traditional action mode. Can I pick that one up?
Do not accept any item or agree to carry anything aboard a plane from a person you do not know.
Oh, we have an automatic here, okay. Right. What is my mission again? Apprehend Prometheus and recover the prototype. See through the airport then. I gotta say I haven't fully grasped the story here because I'm more focusing on like how the gameplay is going to be. It is definitely quite fun with this aiming, but it would have been fun. It would have been fun if it could have been that. If you could have made... Whoa, let me... If the aiming could have been feeling a bit snappier, because again, we have a little bit of a floatiness here. And that is like how the original Wiimote felt, but it would have been nice if we could have gotten...
Please remove your quart-sized plastic zip-top bag from your carry-on and place it in a bin or on the conveyor belt for X-ray screening.
Could have been more fun if we could have gotten more of like... more of a quicker response here instead of the floatiness. I'm thinking if I can... How do we do this? Can we reset? Restore default. Holy, this is default? Okay, let's try the default. AM. Maybe this will feel better, the default options. Right, maybe. Right, interesting music here. I think there is a little bit of auto-aim. But most... Oh shit. Most of the aiming you do yourself here. Wow. Alright, I like the action feel of this game. Woo! And this is... damn, this would have been so fun if we would have had like just a PC port of this. Or like a PC version of this game. I do really like... Oh shit. I do like the action vibe here. Whoa. Okay, so we have a lock-on. Not auto-aim, but a little bit of like a lock-on. Yeah, we have two weapons. Right. Probably shouldn't go this crazy here. Ah, there you are.
Keep going. Prometheus is heading for the
Jesus.
subway
Okay.
terminal under the airport.
Right. Yeah. So the action of the game, the kind of the vibe of the art style, the sci-fi nature of it, it's really fun. I'm definitely still, even though it is pretty fun with the aiming. I'm definitely struggling. That is for sure. Is this where we came from? And having this, I definitely feel that having this, I still do this little like bigger movement to be able to like turn. That doesn't feel super comfortable compared to just the normal stick. You know, the dual stick action game here, or proper mouse and keyboard kind of game. Which way are we supposed to be going? Apprehend, recover, follow Prometheus to the subway. Right, so now the melee is working. Okay, interesting. That's weird. The melee was bugging out for a while. Now it's working every time here.
All liquids, gels, and aerosols must be placed in a single quart-sized zip-top clear plastic bag. Each traveler can use only one quart-sized zip-top clear plastic bag.
Oh, that's a door? That did not look like a door. Okay, I was very confused. Yeah, good vibe of this game here. Of the action. I like this kind of, you know, obviously you can see that the art style here is it has a couple of years, right? But it still has a kind of nice layout so far. I think this game is exclusive to the Wii. Oh, some creepy possessed. It's a very long... The burst fire on this gun, it has like a very long cooldown. Oh, more enemies. Right. Whew. Okay, this is where we go. It definitely is a little bit interesting sometimes to spot where I'm supposed to be going
You
here.
should catch up with them soon.
I could definitely see myself, you know, enjoying this game, but yeah, it's not the perfect when you have a... Let me see. Which one is A? Like, even with mouse and keyboard, it's going to be, you know, a bit trickier for the aiming with the gyro.
Sized plastic zip-top battery and place it in a pocket or a conveyor belt for X-ray screening.
It definitely is a little bit more easier. A little bit more, yes, easier here with mouse and keyboard because, well, because again, it's just because you don't have, whoa, sheesh, you don't use as much, as much of the hand movements that you do when you're using the gyro, with how the way this, you know, the game works. But it is definitely quite fun, a bit more fun, right? More true, it's more true to the games how it was released to play with with the gyro. But yeah, the big movements that you constantly do here to move and how it feels makes it feel a little bit more uncomfortable than a normal, more gyro optimized or mouse and keyboard optimized games.
Please remove your quart-sized plastic zip-top battery you're carrying and place it in a
But yeah. Ooh. Again, this is definitely a game that I feel that I could play. Maybe true. I don't know if I'm going to... I might try to... Ooh. I might try to like stream this, both this game and GoldenEye 007, just to see how it feels in the longer run. Whoa, 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 because it is pretty, you know, pretty okay experience.
Men on the subway. You have to get on board that train.
half full or toothpaste tubes rolled up are not allowed. Each container must be 3 ounces or smaller.
Right? We have a classic train level. You gotta have a classic train level. Would you... I guess I'm out of ammo, that's unfortunate. I need to pick up a different weapon. pretty fun weapons also here. Okay. Whew. Damn.
Good work, Mr. Ford. Unfortunately, Prometheus himself was not on board that train. He was relying on his men to complete this operation. That's the ASE, the experimental prototype Prometheus stole from our research facility.
Okay,
Keep
here
it
we go.
safe. I'll need you to deliver that to me soon.
Huh. Yeah, we have this little orb. Mission completed. Okay.
I have a new assignment for you, Mr. Ford. Prometheus is much more than a mere terrorist. His ability to turn our own people into his puppets makes him a significant threat to national security. During this mission, your visor will also be linked directly to the President. It is vitally important that he sees exactly what we are up against, so that the necessary steps can be taken to stop Prometheus once and for all.
Understood. What's the assignment?
Prometheus has a base in Bunker 13, an abandoned military complex beneath Washington. You need to infiltrate the bunker, access its computer network, and download all the data you can. We don't know who you can trust right now, so I'm sending you in solo. The President and I have every confidence that you will be able to handle this. Don't let us down.
I'll do my best, sir. Moving out now.
Alright, so you have different mission style here. Okay, what is it? Are we gonna keep going as the agent? Right, yeah. Okay. More of a bunker settings. Again, I like the artistic choice. Again, it looks dated, graphic, but it still has some oomph to it when it just comes to how it looks. And the gameplay here, I could definitely see that if you play this on the original Wii and everything, you know, you do a motion to toss a grenade and stuff, it would probably work pretty damn good and could definitely have been quite a fun experience. But it's definitely a shame that we don't have like a PC or more of a keyboard mouse optimized experience or something like that. Why is this a red? Oh, yeah, okay, fire extinguisher. But I'm gonna be stopping, I think here we're not gonna be like playing through this mission.
You are close to the bunker's communications room. You should be able to access Prometheus computers from there.
So again, it's a linear, fast-paced action games. A little bit of a cover-based that obviously fits this. 30 frames per second game is quite the interesting thing to try to play, I gotta say, when I'm used to 120 frames. So that's a bit uncomfortable. My minimum FPS for like FPS games is definitely 60. And you could use frame generation, right? But that's going to add a little bit of even more like, you know, floatiness to the aiming. So maybe not the best idea for a game like this. You do get a lot of HP on this standard difficulty here. Alright, maybe we have different branching paths here. Maybe it will be a little bit more open. Oh. Yeah. Oh. It might be a tiny bit more open, right? You have a little bit more of rooms to check out, but it's still a very linear, very pretty simple layout of a game when it comes to the design of the levels. There we go. But again, I would have probably think this would have been a really fun game. Okay, now it went right. The motion there, I need to optimize it for melee. Okay, we have a checkpoint, I think.
The ASE is reacting to something nearby. Try scanning the area with it.
Oh, here we go.
Interesting. It seems as though you will be able to manipulate the symbol with the ASE as if it were a combination lock.
Oh, this is gonna be... Right. This is gonna be a little bit interesting with how my controls are mapped. I'm not the best with puzzles like this. I'm not sure how they want you to do this. Okay, that way. Alright. Well, it works, but that could have probably been smoother. Is this a secret, or is this a pathway to go? Again, I really think this seems like a very fun game. I do definitely wish that I could have played this with no, with a proper, more better just mouse and keyboard, or with normal like motion. Like a dual stick, but with motion control settings.
That weapon is like nothing I've ever seen before. We had no idea that Prometheus had designed such advanced weapon systems.
Right, so this is just like a weapon cache thing here. But yeah, I am gonna stop right now. Pretty here soon. Maybe we can get checkpoints. I probably would have to replay. I definitely feel that I'm probably going to stream this at some point in time. Because this is a very, like, this is an exclusive.
Repeated seismic readings in the area. Be careful.
This is an exclusive Wii game, which is kind of interesting. And again, it works aiming like this, but is it the best? No. I still think that this aiming might be a little bit of a step above the dual stick aiming for me, because that aiming I cannot do at all. I can do this aiming, but it isn't the best. And again, it takes a little bit of tinkering to get everything up and running, but it's not that difficult for you to look into how you remap motion controls in the Dolphin to like keyboard and mouse or to gamepad things. You could probably make this that was a headshot. What? But yeah, you could probably... Let me do this. There we go. You can probably turn this into a more traditional. Right, I need to take care of a little bit of the action shooting guys here before. Continue. Alright. Yeah, so what I was trying to say here before...
was designed as a universal cipher. Aim at the computer and charge the ASC device to hack their system.
Right, so what I was trying to say is that you can probably use, I would guess, if you really like the dual stick aiming, that is your thing, you could probably, I think you can at least, use the Wii-like motion to be emulated by a joystick also, so that, you know, you use your joystick instead of your mouse and keyboard to emulate aiming with the right stick instead, if you prefer that.
According to these files, Prometheus has developed some sort of neurotoxin. They're storing the active cultures in the second floor infirmary. You need to locate and destroy them.
Why does Hamas domination? These are questions we must ask ourselves as free-thinking
Right, investigate blah 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 as blah blah is located in the second floor infirmary. Get there as fast as you can. Yeah, I think this probably is a good place to stop right now here. Oops. Right, so the only thing here with the game has been that this sometimes is a little... Okay, alright, so this is why. Right, so this was a... Yeah. It is sometimes a little bit interesting. No. A little bit interesting to see where you're supposed to be going, but that's been a little bit of a trouble for me. But again, it is a linear game, so you don't think too much about where to go. You should be able to just figure that one out by... You should be able to figure that one out by just walking around a little bit of an area you are in. But okay, again, you can see here, I do really enjoy this game, right? So it was a good, fun let's try. This game definitely speaks to me as just a very solid, fun action gaming. So I, you know, very interested to just keep going. But yeah, I'm gonna stop here. I might stream this at some point to try to see more of a longer period of time, how the aiming and everything, how it's gonna go. I don't know how long this game or anything is. I do think it is a shame that this game is only for far as I can tell, right, for the Wii. But that is definitely the great thing with emulators, right? That you can turn this and you can definitely have a interesting just mouse and keyboard experience. I haven't decided if I would wanna like play both GoldenEye 007 and maybe this game. Maybe I will use my mouse and keyboard for these games, and I can optimize them a little bit more, just better for that. I think it would be easier to remap. So if I'm streaming, I might go for that. And because both GoldenEye 007 and this game is games that I would like to try more, or play a bit more to see how they are, because they feel both of them interesting. And this one is definitely very interesting. And again, we have the Conduit Part 2 also, which also just definitely gonna be checking out at some point. I might just stream it or might do a let's try of it. But if you didn't know, hopefully this video have showcased you that you can use mouse and keyboard to emulate the Wii motion for FPS games and stuff like that in Dolphin Emulator, and maybe for you to enjoy your old classic game in a new way, or for you to be able to maybe, like me, oh, maybe now I can enjoy these games that you couldn't before. And also a really fun experience. Again, I'm not going to go into full detail how to set up, because it might just be a little bit of a time consuming, but it's not that super difficult. And Dolphin has a great wiki page to help you with controller and stuff like that. The biggest thing is that you're just... Let me see if I can show... Let's see if we can do this. Right, you can see here. It is not capturing the correct window. Let me see if I can capture the correct window. There we go. So just as a quickly, just to nudge you in the right way. So you have here, this is just the basic buttons on the controller, right? And that should be kind of self-explanatory how you do this. This one up top, you set that to keyboard and mouse if you want to play, use mouse and keyboard to play the games. If you have an Xbox 360, you can select X input and stuff in this menu up here. But yeah, this is just the basic, and you make sure that the extension is the nunchuck for both these games and GoldenEye 007. And you go into configure extension. And again, this is very simple. This is just the buttons. And this is just for the normal kind of movement, the stick on the nunchuck. Nothing special about this. The really kind of special sauce to making this work is when you go in here. Right, so we can see here, this is if I'm shaking the nunchuck, that will pretty much toss a grenade, which is a good emulation here for that. And also then you have the motion simulation. This is for the Wiimote. And here you can see what I've done here. Map and calibrate. You can see here, use mouse control pointing, right? If you press that, it will just pretty much set it up for you automatically. So you just use the mouse instead of pointing the Wiimote. And then this is where I need to tweak it, because this is kind of like the melee options that seem to be bugging sometimes for me. I just put that to be G instead of using the normal kind of Wii motion that you do, the kind of that thing. So I could probably, maybe it should be like forward, maybe it should be this one instead. There we go. And then I can like, I can save that for this game. Bonk. But that's pretty much it. Very quick, very dirty, has a little bit of a peek into how you make this work. It was a really fun experience. It is definitely not, the perfect experience. It's, again, you have a little bit of a sluggish movement. You have a lot of tinkering to tweak, and none of the button prompts obviously is going to be matched up correctly with, you know, the name on the controller or the name on your keyboard, right? They won't match, so you have to memorize every input what they do. It's not a big problem for me, but it could be for other or for you. But yeah, I definitely feel like it's a GoldenEye 007. You have that available on PlayStation 3 and I believe Xbox. So that game, you know, if you like dual stick aiming, FPS gaming, that you're good to go. But this game, the Conduit and the Conduit 2, they are, again, to my knowledge, very Wii exclusive games. So you would have to either, you know, play with the original Wii nunchuck, or you would have to emulate using emulation. And again, you should be able to emulate the Wii pointing to your right stick if you like that, or turn it like I did here into more of a mouse and keyboard optimized experience, and mouse and keyboard, but with, you know, again, taking those buttons and putting them on a gamepad, but with mouse being gyro. So yeah, really interesting. Definitely going to be playing a little bit more of the Conduit, not on YouTube or anything like that. But stay tuned, you know, for that on my Twitch channel. So follow that one if you might want to see a longer play of that game. It might already have happened. I buffer videos, so you know, you never know. You have to be checking out my Twitch channel regularly if you don't want to miss me, you know, playing through the games, since I moved those away from YouTube. But feel free to leave a like, a comment, try this yourself on your own little copy of the game and everything like that, and see how that feels. And thanks for watching, and have a great day, and bye for this time.